Hello guys, once again it's Matt, and today we have another video. Thank you all the members, all the patrons. Make sure to subscribe and let's get into it. I don't want this video to be too long, so let's just go. Thank you Oshida for doing the Datamines, and we have another Datamines, and it feels like the patch is becoming really ready, guys. I have a feeling that we will see the patch coming up next week if we don't see anything like a new dev server or anything like that during the weekend, or even if we see actually. We will probably see the patch coming up next week. If you remember, 1st of November is on Wednesday, if I'm not mistaken. So on Wednesday, we will probably see the sales and stuff like that for the anniversary. And then on Tuesday, probably the patch being released or something along those lines. I have a feeling, right? Of course, I have no inside information, so I don't know for sure, but it is cool to see. And why do I think it's becoming ready? Well, the last couple of vehicles that they added are becoming even more ready, you know, so they properly are adding the SMS Saxen. I don't know how they pronounce this. Is a very like 1870 something ship. So yeah, BR 7.0, rank 6 for Germany. We have the La Combattante for France, rank 1, BR 4.0, located after the Bourrasque. So two new vehicles added. Then we have underwater bounce. I don't know. Then we have some of the changes to the aircraft that we already have added. So, for example, the F111 got finally the proper amount of 2,000-pound bombs. So yeah, that's very cool to see. More BLU bombs as well, or napalm deployers, or whatever you want to call it. You can have the M61 as a stock, you know, gun now, which is cool. And then of course the actual added changes to the pylon. So of course, as I said, they are adding the possibility of using more 2,000-pound bombs, the Mark 84, right? And more BLUs, so that's pretty good. Another very good change is the MiG-29. Now the MiG-29G, the new German one, will receive two R73Es from stock. So now you will be able to shoot them, and the R60Ms were basically removed. So you will be able to just use the R73s instead of the R60Ms, which make a lot of sense since it is supposed to be a higher tier rank, right? So yeah, all the options that you will see here are because of that. Okay, guys. So yeah, JH7A. So as you see, it's becoming even more ready. So of course, the large amounts of bombs that it can actually take, which is pretty cool. You can see it right there. We have a very interesting thing: the LS500J and the LS1000J. Together with the KADC03A pod. So it will have a laser designator pod and also the possibility of carrying 4 laser guided weapons. This is the one that you see on the Q5L. So if we go right here, let me show to you guys. It's this bomb, the LS500s. So not only you will be able to actually use this one, but also it's going to be able to use the 1,000 kilogram bomb version of that this aircraft cannot actually take. So very interesting and very cool. The pod should be kind of similar to this one, but I don't think it's this one in particular. If you say it's a different, if you look, it's a different name. Then we have the air-to-air missiles, PL5Bs, which is quite odd because then you see here PL5Cs, a new version of the PL5 from stock, which is the weirdest thing ever, that the B variant is here, but then you get a C variant as stock. But still, it is pretty cool. The C variant should have a lower minimum, you know, range, so it should be a little bit better in turning capabilities and stuff in a dogfight. Everything else should be quite the same. I was hoping for the PL5E, which is all aspect, or the second variant of the E as well, but apparently they're only adding the C variant and then adding the PL8. So there is that. And apparently you will only be able to carry 2 PL8s and then you will need to use the other pylons the PL5s apparently, or something like that. And then we have some rockets. So these are the JH basically loadouts. Very, very cool to see this, and it's going to be a very, very interesting ground attack aircraft. F111 had the raster hook. They properly implemented the JH7A flight model, and also you updated the one on the Black Hawk. So it means that they are working on the flight models, and it's getting ready to be released. The MI8 as well. You can see that they changed a lot of things on that. A lot of things. So of course they are adding those things to actually be added to the game. So yeah, some other minor things over here, nothing too crazy. If you know what this is, let me know in the comments. I tried to find it, but I couldn't. F111A added POI. I don't know exactly what that is, but still. And then we have some other changes, like added an optics damage model as 10mm for the M109, for example. So minor things, you know. They changed it heavily the way that everything is with the Rubin missile of the Object 7075. So as you see, for example, now it has a booster, a very small booster, and then a sustainer. So initially 16 kilonewtons of power, and then after that 2000 instead of the 2900 for all the 5.5 seconds. Now it has a 0.75 of a very big, you know, 16 kilonewton power, and then 4 seconds with a 2 kilonewton one. So it makes sense, you know. Start speed 93 meters per second, and now max G load is 5 Gs. So they're just working on these things to actually make it work. As you see over here, I think this is basically adding the drawbacks of the photo contrast guidance system. I might be wrong, but it feels like that. So yeah, if you don't know, the photo contrast mode will be added to the Type 81, to the Strela and Type 93, and maybe the Strela 1 as well. And it basically uses image to actually guide itself, but once there is a lot of things on the background, it cannot actually guide itself properly. Okay, so yeah, there's that. Stat card changes, obviously, as you see over here. For the Strike Master, finally it's the right stat card, because this speed was way too high. Would never reach this speed ever. But yeah, this is an interesting one. Crew 2 to 1 to the JH. Doesn't make much sense, but still. A BR increase for the Leopard 4070. So they buffed, of course, the amount of, you know, turning capability of the turret, and then increased the BR. And of course here we have the full economy changes to the aircraft and vehicles that were changed. So for example, they added the EFS, for example, for the F111. So because of that, they need to reorganize the whole economy tree of the things. Same goes for the MiG-29 with the removal of the R60s. They need to reorganize everything. Okay, JH, same thing, added a lot of things as you see over here as modifications. So of course they need to reorganize the economy as well. The weird part is that the Q5L is actually getting more difficult to actually research. As you see, it's a very hefty increase, more than like 50%, almost twice as much on most of the little things over here, on the modifications of it. So I don't know if, like, normally if this would happen, I would say that JH would be above the Q5L, but that doesn't make sense because it is under the Q5L, right, in the file. So I don't know why they're increasing it. I really don't understand. Leopard 4070, same thing, just rebalancing everything, and that's pretty much it. The last thing that I wanted to show to you guys, and it's the cool little image of the payload, like, you know, custom loadout kind of options for the Soviet Mi-8 and Mi-24 Gatling gun pod, right? The 50 cal in the middle and the 7.62s on the side. So very, very cool. But anyway, guys, this is it. I think the patch is really, really close. As you see, they are just fixing things, not adding too many things, just a couple of bolts. So I think it's really close. It's really close. So expect the patch very soon. I see you guys on the next one. Make sure to subscribe and let me know in the comments what you want to see next. See ya, guys. Bye.